few minutes ago, this was Solus Linux with the Mate desktop, and it looked like this. But now, it looks like this, and it's rocking some soul. If you like what you're looking at, stick around and I'll show you how I did it. After managing to get Solus Mate installed on a virtual machine, I was able to play with it a bit and create what I needed for my laptop. So I'm going to go through now what I did and how I did it. First thing I wanted was some one-click launchers down near the menu here. So we right-click this little mark next to the U of menu, and if we unlock it, or click lock to panel, we see it's now unlocked, so we can now move it, and you'll see it moving across there. We'll just put it out here somewhere. And now we're going to right click into this area. I'm going to go add to panel, and I'm going to go application launchers. I'll double click on that. So there was a couple of things I wanted here. One of them was Firefox. So we go to internet and there's Firefox, so that's just turned up. Also I wanted Carja, the file browser. There it is. And disks. There it is. And let's go back. I'm just going to search here for show desktop. So there it is there, show the desktop. So let's add that. And there might have been a couple of others, but that's enough for now. You get the general idea. Just search for what you're looking for in there. We'll close out of that for now. And now we right click these and we go move. And I'll move that over to there. And then we right click it and we lock it. Same with this one, we go move. And we right click it and lock. Same with Carja, we go move. And we right click it, lock to panel, and the same with Firefox, move. And there we go. Now I've got my, again, lock to panel. These are my one-click launchers, so that should launch Carja. Very good. Now this little thing that we moved here before, let's just right click that and we go move, and we'll drag that across next to Firefox just carefully. If you go too aggressive, once they're locked it doesn't go through them, so you're pretty right there actually. That's over there, and now we right click it and we go lock to panel, and I'll just start Carja. You see these little previews that pop up. Personally don't like them, so I'm going to right click it again and go to its preferences, and you see here it says show thumbnails on hover. We'll deselect that and close, and now those thumbnails are gone. So obviously that's personal choice. So that's pretty much taken care of that side of it there. Over the other side, we right click the clock, go to preferences, and I wanted 24 hour and the date. Also wanted to show the weather. So you obviously just pick the stuff that you want there. In locations, we click add, and my location's virtually Melbourne. It's close to Melbourne, so we'll add that. And I also like to know what time it is in London sometimes. So we'll just choose Heathrow Airport and go OK. And again, New York. So we'll just choose one of these. And now I've got some various locations set up in there. And if we go to weather, I'll just want kilometers per hour in there. So we can close out of that. And now you can see I've got the weather and I've got the date and time. And if we click on that, then we click up here where it says locations. See, it's 7 o'clock in Melbourne, 10 o'clock in the morning in London, and so forth. Personally, I don't like the desktop icons. So what I'm doing here is just showing what I did to set up my laptop the way that I wanted it. I've never known how they created these single click launchers down next to the menu, and now I've figured it out, so that's why I'm just showing it. So let's open the menu and we'll go to the control center, and I'm going to go to Mate Tweak, and I don't want icons on the desktop, but I do want to be able to show them. So I'm going to leave that and just deselect these ones down here. So we can close out of that. Now while the appearance is still up, I just find this a little bit black. For example, let's bring up the file browser. It can just be a little bit difficult when you've got windows overlapping, especially we go into appearance and then customized. It's sort of a bit hard to see where one starts and one finishes. So what I want to do is change the theming a little bit. You can see currently the controls, which are basically the middle of most of your windows that you're going to view, is fairly, or jet black actually, and the menu is pretty dark as well. So you can see this is what it's on by default. Alright, so that's the current appearance, so we'll close out of that for the moment. Now we're going to go to the software center, and I'm just going to search, because I know what I'm looking for, Qogir. I call it Quoga. I have no idea how to pronounce it, but there it is there. Go back. There it is there. So we click on it, we hit install, and install again. Enter our password. I've obviously been playing around with this over the last few days and figured out what I like and what I want to do and how to do it. So that's finished there. Let's just minimize that. Actually, before we make any changes, if we bring that up there, there's the control center. You can see there's a bit of a difference in the theming. The thickness of the title bars up the top's a bit different. Another classic is discs. See, disc is like the control center. It's sort of fairly thick. And if we bring up the file manager, I know this screen's getting a bit busy there. You can see the file manager looks a bit different. Plus, that's quite black, extremely black. So let's get all that out of the way and remember what that roughly looks like. So now we're going to go back into appearance, and again we're going to go into customize, and we'll just separate things out so we can see what we're doing a bit. And here's Quoga. I actually want the Quoga dark, so I'm going to select that. You can see that's made a bit of a change. And if we bring the menu up now, you see the menu was pretty much jet black before, but it's gone to a bluey sort of tinge. We'll go over to the window border, and we're going to scroll down, and there it is there, Quoga dark. There is just a Quoga, and there's also a Quoga light, but you'll notice these buttons get a bit faded. I actually prefer that one there where they're a bit brighter. It's obviously all personal taste, but this is just what I did, and I'm actually quite happy with the default icons of Papyrus. I think that is Papyrus, whatever it is. So let's close out of that, and we'll close that. Now let's have a look at, there's discs. So you can see that now actually looks a little bit more like, it's not exactly like, but it's more like, where's the file manager? They sort of look like they come from the same factory, don't they? They look more alike. They certainly do to me anyway. I don't know how you're viewing that, but that just looks more similar. And same with the control center. And you'll remember the software center before looked sort of quite a bit different than the file manager, but now they sort of look, they look like they're from the same factory. And they've got this nice round red X on them. I'll let you know, red is a bit of a warning. Now there's one last thing to do, and that is change the background. And I'm going to add, I've already got one downloaded, and there it is there in my pictures folder. So let's go open, and there it is. The only other thing I've done, my laptop is out in the shed and it's on a bench where I stand and do my work. So that's why I wanted the one-click launchers, because you know sometimes your hands are dirty, you're busy doing stuff, you want to do whatever you're doing. So I put the panel at the top, my laptop, and that's pretty much what it looks like out in the shed at the moment. So I was quite impressed with this. Now there is a bit of a black border around some of these windows. You can't see it there where it's against this lighter part of the particular wallpaper we've got. I don't know if you see it on the video, but it's sort of fairly black around the edge, but that doesn't bother me one way or the other. I think this looks pretty smart myself. In fact, I think that looks better than my current system that I'm using, which is Linux Mint, that's quite heavily modified. The picture, that's the picture there. I'll put a link to it in the description of the video. But there you go, in a few minutes I've basically created what I want. If you saw the video that I did on installing Solus Mate into a VirtualBox, that was the reason I needed to do that, because I didn't want to install the system on my laptop, which went fine, and it does it in 3 or 4 or 5 minutes, whatever. It all went very well, but I didn't want to end up breaking the system, so I needed to sort of test things in a virtual environment where I could get away with a lot more. But as I say, I'm pretty stoked with the way that come up, and this is not normally my type of wallpaper, but I'm actually using that at the moment because I think that looks pretty good there to me. There's just enough, there's a bit of a purple hue to this here, a bit of a blue sort of tinge to the panel, but to me that that looks pretty sensational, I think. As I say, I think that's better than my actual system that I'm using. You could also try the Breeze icons. They look pretty good. Let's go to the Software Center again and search. So we'll just type Breeze. Breeze icons, there they go. So let's install those. Just minimize that, and now again we'll go into the control center, appearance, and customize. You can see right away there, I hope you can see that on the video, that it's more evident this is a separate little window opened over the top of the other one there. Just come out here and we'll go to icons, move that down a bit, sort of see. So there's the control center. And I'll bring up the file manager, shrink that down a little bit so you can get a bit of a look. So now we'll just go up to Breeze. There we go, there's Breeze. Yeah, they're pretty good, except it's a bit hard to see the icons to the left of the text here. We'll try Breeze Dark. That's better. We'll have a look in the menu. Also the menu icons changed. Go to all, and there's your Breeze icons. We'll go back to the Papyrus ones. See the menus there, but yeah, 6 one half dozen the other. Either way, it looks pretty darn good, I think. And really all we did was install that Quoga theme and that wallpaper, and made a couple of other changes that are available to us in the system. And that's what we got. And now another thing about this, let's do a restart. You'll see again we get the red, just the same as there. We get like red warning, shutdown, but in this case we want to restart. So the icons, it sort of looks a bit out of place, but it is a bit of a warning at the same time. We're going to hit restart. Now this is Solus 4.3, as you can see there. It's running now on my laptop, although this is a virtual machine I'm doing the video on here, replicating it. See, there you go, there was no speeding up of the video or anything there. That's how quick it started in a virtual machine. And there we go, we're logged in, we just did a restart. And the virtual machine's running off of a spinning hard drive on the host system. So there you have it. In a few minutes, we've taken Solus and we've made it look like that. So it's no longer Solus, now it's got some soul.